Hi, everyone, and welcome to this month's lunchtime webinar. We are delighted to be bringing you a webinar on distance learning. I know this is for a lot of people a new phenomenon, certainly since COVID times, where a lot of people can go online and enjoy learning about a variety of different courses and subjects to advance your career. But we thought it would be important to give you the opportunity to actually hear from our expert at the RNN Group, Dan Samborough, who will be talking to you all and going through a few slides on the distance learning opportunities here. So first of all, can I introduce Daniel Stamborough? He is our Director of Adult Education, Contracts and English and Maths, and has oversight of distance learning with that. And he will be talking you through a number of slides today. Please do put some questions in the chat if you have something throughout, and I will endeavour to ask him those questions throughout. Thank you very much, Dan, and over to you.
Thank you, Louisine. Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me to have this opportunity to talk about distance learning. Just to introduce myself again, with thanks to Lucy, my name's Daniel Stamborough. I am the Director of Adult Education, Contracts and English and Maths, and I'm the Senior Lead that's responsible for a number of areas, including distance learning. So, distance learning. I understand the first question that many people will have is, what is distance learning? So distance learning is an umbrella title that we use to apply to a range of online and offline based distance learning courses. By distance learning, we refer to any learning which can be engaged remotely, either in the comfort of your own home, in the workplace, or in a variety of other settings. At RNN, we are a recognised leader in the provision of distance learning, and we offer a range of over 43 courses, and that number, I have to say, is growing on a daily basis. So I always would encourage, if you're interested, to go onto the websites to see what the live offer is, and if there are specific areas you're interested in, please by all means get back in touch with us. We can see if we can actually develop new offers in response to specific demand. If you're an employer, we're more than happy to work with you and see if we can develop appropriate bespoke training plans and packages to meet your needs. The key thing to know about distance learning is that provision for distance learning at the RNN Group is primarily free. It's provision which is accredited, so by completing you'll be able to undertake a qualification and achieve a qualification at level 1 or level 2, which is level 2, I should explain, is equivalent to a GCSE grade 4, or for those of you of my age, it was a grade C, you might know it as well. So these are valid, nationally recognised qualifications which are fantastic in helping you develop as an individual, both for professional and personal reasons. I myself am committed to distance learning and have for many years undertaken distance learning courses ongoing during the summer to develop my own skills and knowledge, because I'm very committed to the idea of continuing to improve myself. This is a fantastic way to help individuals do the same thing, and as you can see that we have a range of offers, far too many to really cover today, but to pick out a few key popular areas, we offer provision in the range of education, in healthcare, including mental health awareness and mental health first aid, in business and operational training, and in specific specialist business practices such as lean manufacturing, which again is a qualification I've done myself at the college and has been very useful in actually helping me improve and develop how I work as a professional. So again, just to reiterate, a key point about distance learning at RNN is that it's free at the point of need. So if you're an individual looking to actually undertake a course, or you're potentially an employer looking to refer an employee to undertake professional development, we can offer free courses which are flexible, delivered 24/7 in response to your needs, and which enable the individual taking the course to access the training throughout the day, throughout the evening, and even the night in some cases, and make individual progress. So there's no need to wait to join a fixed class. If you're not comfortable in a classroom environment or going to a college or other setting, this enables you to actually access learning alone, but with support of specialists, and continue to make progress at a pace that you feel comfortable. We do offer support both online and via the phone, and we do that through both means because we recognise that not everybody wants to work just online. And a huge demand we do see continues to be for individuals that want to actually continue to learn in their own home, but not on a computer, either because they're not comfortable with a computer or they would just rather work in a workbook. So depending upon the needs of the individual, we will actually provide access to training through workbooks and other materials, and in those cases you will not miss out, because you'll be able to get ongoing support over the phone from a specialist to help you with making progress at achieving, and then hopefully on the back of that being able to progress on to further training with us. Last academic year, which concluded in July 2024, I do apologise, I'm pleased to say that we achieved a really high achievement rate of 95%, which is a nationally leading achievement rate for provision of this type. So what that means is that more than 9 in 10 of actual individuals undertaking training with us go on to achieve. And what I would also say is that based upon the experiences of training with RNN, we find that 9 in 10 of our actual learners often progress on to further training with us. Most of those are actually on to further distance learning courses. We do, because of that reason, have a series of linked courses which make it very easy to progress on to further courses with us. And we will offer a streamlined and fast-track approach for individuals, so that once you've achieved one qualification with us, we will talk with you, support you and quickly expedite you through the application process to undertake follow-on courses if you so wish. But it is absolutely of your choice, and we will never ask anybody to undertake something unless they wish to do so. So I just want to highlight a few of the exciting new offers as part of our distance learning. We are, as I mentioned earlier on in the actual presentation, ongoing seeking to develop our distance learning offer, and I'm really pleased to be able to highlight today some of the really exciting new elements of distance learning that we as a group now offer. One of these is the certificate in the principles of cyber security. This is a level 2 qualification, so equivalent to a GCSE grade 4 again. And that qualification will enable an individual to actually gain essential key digital skills in the area of cyber security, which is a very significant, important area of specialism now, which most individuals seeking to work in an IT professional sector or aligned sectors find themselves now needing to have. We also offer a range of other courses which are designed to be complementary and of use and development, such as the certificates in understanding workplace violence and harassment, which is very useful for individuals which are interested in workers' rights or other related activity. And we also offer some really interesting and very popular courses, such as the Level 2 Certificate in Understanding Mental Health in Early Years, which is a specialist mental health course that we've adapted in response to demand to enable both parents and professionals to have a better understanding of the mental health needs of young people and be able to actually identify some of the potential indications of mental health concern and understand some of the ways forward in supporting those. A final one I just want to highlight is a really interesting one which has come out, and for some individuals who may be aware of GDPR, which is how we manage and regulate data protection, we also now offer the Level 2 Certificate in Understanding Data Protection pardon me, and Data Security. This is really interesting as a course for individuals working in a variety of professional settings and also for personal interest. I myself, as a Certified Data Protection Officer, find that this course is really useful. It helps protect both individuals and organisations from the risk of compromising themselves by sharing data inappropriately, and it's really helpful in helping organisations learn what they can do to actually protect themselves from potential data breaches. So, in terms of distance learning, as I said, we have multiple ways in which we can deliver the actual provision. We can deliver both online and offline. Online tends to be increasingly the most popular way in which learners will wish to actually undertake training. Some of the reasons behind that is that online learning is flexible and convenient. So as you can see, as is outlined here, by undertaking an online course, you'll receive support online, but still with the option of support via the phone as well. And you'll be accessing our nationally leading platforms for learning, where you'll be able to engage in work, undertake practice, and then be assessed all online. The approach enables you to work at your own pace and adapt your own style of working and learning, and you will receive support ongoing throughout the course. One of the key requirements in order to access online learning is internet connectivity, but beyond that, it is possible to actually access the training through a variety of devices. So if you don't have a desktop computer, if you have a laptop, if you have a tablet, if you have a phone, you can still make progress on these courses, and we find that many individuals comment on how they like the fact that they can use a variety of devices to enable them to make progress, because it helps with the flexibility of being able to make progress as and when it's your personal situation enables. In terms of the actual learning as well, online training enables you to access personalised training. Part of this means that, as I've already outlined, we have a very broad range of courses, and a range of courses that's constantly evolving and broadening, and it enables you to actually choose from a broad offer and select courses which benefit either your personal needs, your professional needs, your interests, or your career aspirations. As part of that, most of our courses are designed to actually complement and enable you to professionally develop. And of course, that can mean that it can support you with making progress in your career and developing the skills you need to advance to future steps in your career. Just to reiterate then, 3 key points regarding our online training is that it's free, it's flexible, and it's fast. Free means that in terms of the course, you can access it, there is no hidden costs, it is fully free to you. We are funded by the government or by the South Yorkshire MCA to actually provide provision to help you undertake free training from a Ofsted rated good organisation. Flexible, as I've outlined, means that there's no formal classes or exams you have to undertake. We support you remotely, you make progress at your own pace, and we will help you complete the assessment successfully so that on the back of that you achieve your learning aims and achieve qualifications that are nationally recognised. And fast, as I've said, because you're not constrained by class schedules, you can work to the pace you want to. We encourage learners to actually work to set times, because we believe very much in making progress on these courses, and you can see that dependent on the length of the course, it can actually be possible to achieve in as few as 9 weeks, but you can achieve much sooner than that if you're able to actually undertake more work and commit more time in and around your personal or professional setting. So to be able to actually access distance learning, a few quick points to be aware of. Because we use funding which is provided by the government or by the South Yorkshire MCA, we must follow the national criterion for that funding. And some of those criterion are that you must be living in the UK with appropriate residency status and be aged 19 plus. If you're aged 19 to 23, you must hold a full level 2 qualification, and you must not be currently enrolled onto an apprenticeship, because you're then separately receiving funding which would prevent us being able to offer this as a funded course. If you're aged 24 or above, the course is free irrespective of situations, as long as you meet the requirements around your age and your residency status. What I would always advise anyone potentially interested in the course is to please contact us, contact our admissions team or our dedicated distance learning team for advice. We can look at your circumstances and situation and advise what eligibilities would apply, and we can always look at solutions should you really want to do a course but for some reason not be able to actually access it through the traditional means. We at present don't offer these courses for age below 19 plus, however there may well be means and approaches which enable you to actually undertake that training as part of a college course. If you are interested in below 19, please still make contact and we'll look to see what we can do. So for now then, I think that's probably the key points to be aware of for distance learning. If you wish to make more contact, to ask more about the courses, to ask any information, or as I've just said, to discuss potential eligibility criterion to see if you're suitable or can access free training, please do reach out to us. We have the dedicated team based at Dearne Valley College who are there to answer your calls. They can be reached on 01709 513 213. The distance learning at RNN Group email address will enable you to actually reach the distance learning specialist team directly, or of course you can reach us through the actual dedicated admissions email and or appropriate other website addresses. Thank you very much. So that brings me to the end of the presentation. If anybody has left any questions in the actual chat, or if there are any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask them now, and I'll try and field them as best as I can. Thank you.
Dan, yes, we do actually have one question, if that's all right. One of the questions is, how long are the courses sometimes? I mean, how many hours worth or sessions worth are some of the courses? Just so we can get an idea of the investment in terms of their time they have to make in distance learning.
That's a really good question. If I'm honest, it will depend very much upon the level of time and commitment that an individual can make in the course. The more time, the quicker the course can be completed. Generally, we look to aim for somebody to achieve a course between a period of 9 weeks to 17 weeks, and that's dependent upon the amount of modules in the course, because the course is made up of several modules which make up the full qualification. And within that, we work on the assumption that an individual is engaging for 1 to 2 hours a week minimum. If an individual can make more commitments to engaging a course, for instance, doing several hours a week, or even potentially during a holiday period, for instance, committing intensively, then it's not unknown to actually be able to complete a course very quickly. I have been able, when on leave, for instance, been able to complete some level 2 qualifications in a shorter period as 2 to 3 days. But that would require a lot of commitment and focus, and I would certainly encourage anyone potentially considering doing so in a fast-track manner like that, speaking to the team and ensuring that it's a realistic expectation for themselves.
That's great. Another question is, I have somebody that's really focused on health and safety in the workplace. So do we offer courses, I think it's IOSH and NEBOSH, is that correct? Do we offer those courses?
So we absolutely do offer IOSH and NEBOSH courses. At present, those courses are not offered by the distance learning platform. However, we do offer those online through a complementary platform, should individuals be interested. What I would encourage anyone who's potentially interested in considering a health and safety course to do is to reach out to us again. They can use the distance learning email address or the admissions contacts that are shared on the website, and we'll be more than happy to arrange for a discussion with a specialist who will be able to actually ensure we're finding the right approach to providing a health and safety course which meets their needs.
And finally, an employer has asked me, obviously, he is thinking about some courses for his staff. Would an employer be able to come directly through to distance learning? And would that be funded free if the employer was supporting his or her staff regarding these distance learning courses?
Again, it's a really good question, Lucy. The situation of eligibility will come down to the individual employees that are applying. Generally, as long as they meet the criteria that I've set out, and we would be able through the distance learning team to help advise with that, it would mean that generally in most cases we are able to actually offer fully free courses. In any rare instances where an employer is wanting to send a group of learners through from, for instance, a specific team within an organisation, and in a situation where 1 or 2 of that team may not be eligible, we can also look at either competitive rates or ways to subsidise or provide free courses depending upon the numbers and the nature of the course they're looking at.
Great. Well, that is the 3 questions that have come up that I wanted to pose to you from our people watching today. I just wanted to say thank you very much, Dan, for that really, really comprehensive presentation. It's certainly given me some information that I wasn't aware about, which is really, really helpful. So thank you guys so much. To our watchers out there, the lunchtime series continues, and our next lunchtime one will be on Tuesday, the 7th of January at 1 o'clock. And we are there doing a webinar on community courses. We have a lot of community courses that we offer throughout the group. And we will be presenting some information to those interested participants on community courses. We do have an evening webinar, so we do evening webinars here at the RNN Group too. And our next one is a very prominent week, the first week in December. It's T-level week. So if you're interested in T-levels, and if you're a parent listening into this, or even a student looking at distance learning, we do have a webinar on T-levels, and that is on Wednesday, the 4th of December at 6:30 p.m. That is T-level week, which is why we're putting that T-level webinar on. Our recent open events, we had a lot of interest in T-levels, and we know not everyone can get to our open events, so we're putting that on for our parents, schools, careers leads, anyone interested in T-levels, and of course employers who are very kindly taking on our T-level learners for their placements. So that's what's in store over the next few months for anyone who's interested in our free webinar series. Once again, Dan, thank you ever so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Really, really important area of learning, I think. And I think certainly a growing area as we embrace our online educational journeys nowadays. Thanks again then, Dan. Thank you to all those watching. And have a good rest of the day. Thank you all then. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.